And we're back. Welcome back. Woo!
Missed y'all.
A king to a prince, the royal code.
We back.
Yeah,
What's up? How y'all doing? I know y'all got hit with the snow crazy again.
Y'all did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was the city looked ridiculous right now because it snowed this morning too. So it was like everything that got shoveled literally just got a whole nother coat of snow right back on it.
Oh, wow. Is it still snowing now or not?
No. It stopped earlier this morning, but now it's kind of just like it's just cold outside now, windy.
Facts. It's like 37 up here. I'm ready to put a bathing suit on. It's been
Yeah, I know. It's been these last few days we've been getting like some warm weather, but then, sometimes like in the morning it's cold.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Okay.
What y'all been up to?
poisoning in the car. That's how cold it is. I'm not trying to get out the car once I'm in it. Hell no.
Yeah, for lunch, I be in my car, heat up. I'm just like, I don't want to go back to work.
No funny. I don't even leave my building for lunch.
Yeah. So, what y'all been up to though?
I've just been cooling, been working, been back in the gym, trying to get back in the gym. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. When it be snowy outside, it'd be hard for me to like make a reason. I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, it's actually funny because I seen people in Central Park. Like, when people be jogging around the track or whatever, it was throwing snowballs at all the people that was running.
Like, what are you doing?
That's so bad. There's some Home Alone shit.
Serious, bro.
Yeah.
And you know who it is? It's probably fitness people that's like, if I ain't working out, y'all ain't working out. You ain't gonna make me look bad.
Yo, right. That's how I be feeling.
That's funny. Yeah. What about you, Chloe? What you been up to?
Working, school, school here, Callie.
Yeah.
Being a mom, you hear her right here. And just
I hear it.
just doing everything.
That's good.
Yeah. What about you, Unc?
Me, I just been, besides work, just trying to get this studio coming together because I got like a new booth, new equipment. So I just been trying to
check
get
you out.
together. New computer is coming soon, though. Don't worry.
I'm the biggest. I was gonna start.
No, I got some new equipment that I hooked up, so it makes it sound a little bit better.
You working on a new season for the cartoon you was voicing over, right?
Yeah, I actually recorded last week. I think that should be out within a few months. It's an animation that's on YouTube. It's called Ready Boy.
Okay.
And I played the human tornado. I played the bad guy. So,
of course,
just been focusing on that. I definitely let everybody know when that's coming. We'll be putting so.
Right.
So I need y'all to make this make sense. So I was at the store the other day, and I heard these two young guys talking. They were about y'all age, and I heard one of them say that he refused to get married or allow himself to be in a long-term relationship because he says he finds that women nowadays aren't serious about commitment and that they're not basically wanting to achieve the same goal as like a family life, with that other significant other. So he was talking to his friend and he was basically saying that he just refused to allow himself to be in a committed relationship where it's only one-sided. So in your opinion, who brings the biggest, I guess you can say, issue to commitment, in your opinion, men or women?
Chloe, you want to start?
Right there. It's a thinker. And see, I can speak from experience, but because he was younger, I want to hear what y'all said because he is around y'all generation. Because once you start getting to my generation, we've either been married, remarried, so it's kind of difficult to kind of say that. So in your opinion, with your age bracket, what do you think?
I think we haven't experienced enough. We haven't experienced life yet. We haven't enough wisdom yet. We don't even have enough wisdom to know. We don't have enough fucking gray hairs yet to even speak on shit like that. We ain't experienced heart. People can say, "Oh, I had my heart broken." Motherfucker, you just got out of diapers 12 years ago. You still just probably went to bed. You just got out of good nights maybe 5 years ago. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't experienced true heartbreak. These people been in marriages 65 years. They can speak on shit like that. We still got mommy booking doctor's appointments for us. We still living under mommy's roof sometimes. Like I feel like when our generation, like I'm 23, I'm still in my first relationship that I've been in, you know what I'm talking about? So it's like people our age have only been in probably 1-2 relationships. And yeah, like that's your first love and everything. But I think people like your generation, motherfucking dinosaurs, can only really speak on stuff like that. It's because you're real experienced, you've been through it, you know like what it actually is. So I don't think like we can speak from like TikTok videos and a trend and pick a side, you know what I mean? Like, but I think if you haven't yet been through it, like toughed it out, been through it with like multiple people, multiple partners, you don't really have the space to speak on that. It's just kind of like a trend. Oh, bitches ain't shit. They cheat. Oh, why niggas ain't shit. That's just a cliche because you ain't been through it. 6 months ain't no relationship. That's a situationship. That's a friendship. That's a texting ship.
Yeah, no, seriously. And it's funny because I've come from the experience of not really having a long-term relationship until the one that I'm in right now. I'm currently like in a 4-year relationship. So prior to that, my longest was like 6-7 months, and I thought I was like, yo, that's too long. That's as long as it's gonna get.
History right there.
And then it's like now it's like I tell people all the time, like not to diminish like previous relationships that I've had or previous relationships that anybody has had, but you got to really like do some deep diving and think like, yo, did I really even like this person? Did I know them enough to really like them and say that I wanted to commit to them? And to get back to the topic of commitment, I think it really comes down to the person. Like if you're not able, people aren't even able to commit to 4 years of college, to commit to a year on the job, commit to, people say tattoos is a commitment, but now you see people getting cover-ups, lasers. Like my dad, my whole life has never even mentioned like getting one of his tattoos removed, maybe like covered up with something bigger, but like getting lasered removed, like we was taught like once that goes on your body, like it's permanent. So no, like, you want something, don't get nothing stupid, like because even then I'm making sure like, yo, I don't want to put no like nothing stupid, no type of words on my body that I wouldn't want to represent me. So I think that's kind of like people don't even have that level of commitment with themselves anymore, let alone to have that type of commitment with another person. And that's something that I'm always talking to my girl about that now. It's like I want us to work on things together and build things together so that we can like have a foundation of the things that we're working on. Like, of course, we need to be our own people, but we also need to see like, all right, how are we in a business together? How are we going to work together as a team? And we got to be in like real life scenarios, whether that's be like losing or winning money, whether that's losing or winning like customers or something like that, just working on things that like how we can elevate together. And I think you like once you in a relationship with somebody and like you have those type of things, you can kind of see where they at. Like if they want to be involved, if they want to make it work, even I'm not saying like you go into business is going to work right away. Like you can go into multiple different businesses with your partner and it fail. But as long as you two know, like, all right, this is how we were working on it. We learning from our mistakes and we want to be doing this. We committed to doing this. So it's like, it's deeper than just saying like, oh yeah, like I want to be in a relationship. We committed together. We go together. Like it's that actual work of commitment that I think people have to work through. And I don't really, like I said, I don't think it comes down to maybe a specific gender. No. I know with guys, it's a little bit easier because like, and Chloe, you can let me know how you feel about this. I feel like in a sense, like women kind of hold all the power in like dating. Like you kind of get to choose who you want to date, like whether you don't want to date a guy, a guy can ask you out, go take you out, all those type of things. But like immediately the ball goes into like the male's court when it's like time for marriage, because we're the person that chooses to like, of course a woman can make that choice to get on her knees, propose, but like 99% of the time it's not happening. So it's like it then goes into the male's responsibility to kind of fully confirm that relationship with marriage. Or like, do you feel any different about that?
I mean, like, I think different aspects, like relationship wise, like say if like a woman is like really emotional and there's no reciprocity from the men's side, like there's different things like to say like that can complete the relationship. Like say like that can make like a woman like unfaithful, like say like if she feels like there's no like reciprocity, like if she's feeling like there's her emotions aren't being fulfilled. She's like, oh, like, what do I do? Like, I'm feeling lost. Like, you know, then maybe like that would make her unfaithful. Then a man, if he feels like he's not being fulfilled, like that's like what you were originally saying, Corey. Like if then that'll be labeled like girls aren't shit. Like I think people are unfaithful to a point where if they feel like something isn't being fulfilled. But if the woman is like she's fulfilled to a certain point and then she wants a relationship to go further, then it's halted to a point and then it's up to the man. Then he's like, all right, do I want this to go further? If I want this to go further, then I gotta propose. And then if he proposes, then it's her court, then she's gonna say yes or no. So it's like back and forth. It's ping ponging.
True.
But like going back to like who's the cheater, who's not the most loyal, is based on who's fulfilled and who's not fulfilled. And if
that's honestly that's true, because when you look at people that cheat, a lot of the times it's self-unfulfillment or self-fulfillment. That's what it comes down to. Because you look at, there's people that will cheat on their mate and their mate does everything right. As far as taking care of the house, whether male or female, they're taking care of whatever needs to be. But sometimes that person still feels like, well, I'm not fulfilled. I'm missing something out. So what they do, they stray and they go, other ways. So when I was listening to, because I didn't interrupt or because I didn't know them, but when I was listening to him, it sounded like someone that has been played a lot or has been, manipulated. Because he was talking with such conviction, you could tell the frustration in his voice. So, and I think that happens a lot when a person, especially when a man gets their heart broke, or if you may say their ego bruised. It can do one or two things. It can make them stronger or it can make them a lot weaker. And a lot of times men have to go through that weak phase in order to gain, knowledge, strength, whatever it is. But when you hear them say like, I'll never do it or I'll never, it's like you got to dig deeper into what's really going on. And then a lot of times it could have also been something that he got to see growing up. He might have seen his mother go through things like that, or he might have seen his mother being the player and playing a lot of men, and then what ends up happening, then as a child, you start to see like, wow, this guy is good and my mother's treating him like shit. So what hope does it have for me, especially if she's trying to raise me as a respectful man and be this way and take care of the woman? But here you have a guy that is doing that and you as my mother is treating him like a dog. What does that say about me? So what starts to happen, his brain forms early. I'm going to get her before she gets me. And a lot of the time what happens is that's how you create that negative perception of women that are out there trying to be good, but they get hurt. Now, all of a sudden, now here they are, they turning around and now we're calling them a bitch, or we're saying that they're this and they're that. But at some point, she was scarred from somebody that, she might have been in love with. And I know it's kind of hard to say that because, again, like you said, Chloe, y'all have not experienced enough. So I'm kind of reflecting on a lot of the experience from my age group and people that I know. But it is good to hear, y'all opinion, because a lot of people nowadays may feel like, why should I be in a committed relationship? And then you get women that will say, well, if a man can't provide for me, or at least provide more than what I'm providing for myself, because there's so many different outlets for women to make money and become their own boss and independent, that if a man can't meet their requirements in some senses, why would they want to take that relationship serious? You know what I mean?
And I think people also just struggle with like essentially just being real with themselves and like taking into account how much either that dating phase or like trying to heal or trying to, get revenge against somebody, how much energy that takes away from you as a person and like your purpose. So it's like, even then it's like, if you comparing like how you eventually move throughout relationships to relationships, I'm just like you said, that probably wasn't this guy's like, this is not coming from nowhere. He's probably been hurt. Something's probably recently happened to him to make him like have these feelings about, like bitches ain't shit, or like just certain patterns that he's been going through. So it's like he has to take a real look at himself and just understand like, yo, you are what you attract. And it's like in like just the literal sense of like if you attract a bad person, then that means you're a bad person. Like no, if you bad with money and you attracting somebody else that's bad with money, that's just gonna continue like that pattern of you being bad with money, and then you're gonna start to spiral into a bunch of other different things. So it's like you gotta also understand who you are as a person and what you're attracting. What words are you putting out there? What type of energy are you putting out into these people that you are dating? Or if you're not dating, if you're supposed to be healing, you gotta understand when you healing, you're gonna be running into a lot of people that's also doing healing. There's a lot of people that, get together from just like talking about their breakups or talking about things that they ex did. It's like trauma bonding. So it's like once you get to that level, you gotta understand like, oh, I'm attracting these people based off of the things that we have in common. And I may not necessarily like these things about myself. So if I don't like these things about myself, how am I just going to just make that double standard and say like, oh yeah, I like these qualities about somebody else just because I can see that they are the same qualities that I have. It's like people don't really take that time to like just be real with yourself.
And that also comes with the time. Like when you go through, heartbreak and hurt, the key is to go through it by yourself and go through whatever it is that you need to. You need to go through all these mixed feelings, the emotions. You need to go through if you were right, if they were right, if you were wrong. You need to go through it because if you notice people that they'll get out of a relationship and then they'll go and get a rebound. That's why that whole terminology rebound was created, because of that. And what ends up happening, you bringing that trauma over into that next relationship. So now how do you heal when trying to get, and then that's not fair to that next person because you're not giving them the opportunity, because if they do anything wrong or if they trigger anything, now all of a sudden, oh, well, you're bringing me back to this because you did not have the time to go through the proper healing. You didn't go through the time to go through all of your thoughts, so it's life. The good thing about it is, when I was just, thinking about it and I thought about y'all, I said I really wanted to get y'all opinion because y'all know and see a lot, especially in y'all age range, and I'm sure y'all have heard people talk like this before, so.
Yeah. And it's like you said, like Chloe said earlier, it's just like people are young, people haven't had the experiences to really know. Because I remember if you asked me at 23, was I getting married, I'll probably be like, nah, bitches ain't shit.
Me too. At 28, I would say no, I wasn't.
Like, depending on what day of the week or time you ask me, I probably would have had the same feelings. But it's like,
it depended on where I was in my life. Was I going to the studio or did I have a show? Because I wasn't thinking about any of it.
Exactly. So it's really all just like that mindset and like giving yourself the time and grace to actually grow from those things. Because look at even at 23, at 28, it's like you're not a child, but you're not fully understanding of all of your emotions, of how certain things affect you. It's like at 28, I'm about to be 28 this year. I'm not gonna fully understand how some things affected me at 21 until I'm, until some time in the future. Like, oh, maybe that's how I should have. One, I don't got time. I'm too busy being 27, 28 now. I don't have time to think about all those things. So it's like once I have those opportunities to let some experiences that maybe you have to familiarize them. So I may have to see it 2 to 3 times since I've turned 21 for me to be like, oh yeah, maybe I don't want this type of pattern in my life. I don't want this type of energy in my life. So it's like people have to understand that and see that. And it's like I've had those realizations outside of relationships. Like, yo, this is not the type of energy. This is not the type of friends. This is not the type of like work or anything that I want involved in my life.
I think this has definitely been good. Y'all really made sense for me. So, whenever I ask y'all to make it make sense, it's because I want to know what y'all opinions about things. So, definitely. So listen, this has definitely been a great episode. This is chapter 18, and this is the Royal Code, a king to a prince, and we'll be back.
Catch you.